Welcome back. This is Grinning Goat's Lightforge Podcast's review of the cards in the arena for this upcoming set, which is the Voyage to the Sunken City.
Alright, we're doing the classes now. It's Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter always gets broken cards. Does it change this time? Actually, yeah, kind of. I mean, not kind of, as in like, if you're used to them always getting expendable performers, cycle of hatred, blah blah blah, kind of those sort of things, like Coil Fang, it's not that. I mean, they do get a lot of good cards, but for Demon Hunter, it's sort of like, oh, okay, this is acceptable. This is fine with the fire behind.
You know? Like, keep in mind they have the best hero power, so they don't really need the most ridiculous cards to do well. They just get them anyway. So we're going to change things up this time around compared to if you're a fan of the channel and the stream. You know, we normally do legendaries last, but we're going to do just regardless of legendary or not legendary rarity and just go top down, which means all the colossal cards except in one class are going to be the first cards we review. So don't think that you're all of a sudden watching the end of this episode or this part just because we start off with legendary. We're going to always start off with the legendary because they are the most ridiculous cards. And they're very representative of what this set's about. So it's nice to start with them. So the big legendary for Demon Hunter is rated an A tier. And I'll tell you right now, this is the worst. I mean, A tier, there's a few of them on A tier, but A tier is the worst of the colossal legendaries. Nothing is below an A tier. So this is actually not very good as far as a colossal card goes. But remember, it's A tier. It's still insanely good. We have very few cards in A tiers. Normally, we have 5 this time around in neutrals. But you'll see, we rarely have that many class cards in A tier. Anyway, the legendary is called Sealog of the Abyss. It is a 7-mana demon, 3/6. At the colossal +4. At the start of your turn, increase the damage of Sealog's Stalks by 1. So Sealog's Stalks are these 2-mana cards that are I mean, they're not 2-mana cards. They just, so what Colossal is, Colossal means that it just summons more stuff. Like, it's almost like Battlecry, summon these very particular things. It's just a shorthand for it. So these Colossal cards, 1 for each class, are some of the most ridiculous legendaries we've seen. This one isn't, but the Stalks, there's 4 of them that get summoned, are 1/2 demons that say at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. So you get a 3/6, and then you get 4 1/2s that each say at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. And then, at the start of your turn, increase the damage of Sealog's Stalks by 1, assuming your main Sealog is alive. And you have Stalks for the damage to be increased by. These are complicated cards.
Does it hurt you to say the name of this thing?
Sealog?
It sounds like it hurts you.
I mean, Sealog hurts your opponents. I'm just expressing the pain.
So, it's still a very good card. We got confirmation, or rather, I learned that. So it increases of the damage of the Stalks, as in the damage that it deals with its ability.
Yep.
It's not the attack.
Yep.
So they stay at 1/2s, but it'll go like for the first turn they deal 1 damage, and then they'll deal 2 damage at the end of the turn, etc., etc. It's just one in which if you have any AoE, you can actually kill off the Stalks. If you have some sort of a board, I mean, you know, you can really cut down on it. The main body doesn't do like that much by itself. You know, it relies on the Stalks. The Stalks rely on the main body. So for a colossal minion, as you will see, it's like, oh wow, this is very tame in comparison. It's just an A. It's just an A. Like, this body itself, it's only a 3/6 as well.
For 7 mana. Like, it's not big at all. And the Stalks, they just deal 1 damage to a random enemy, which could be the face. Like, it's highly unpredictable to use. So you deal 4 damage, some of which is going to end up in your opponent's face. And then you have a bunch of stuff on the board that you have no way of protecting, really. And then your opponent has a turn to clean up as much of it as possible, and then the rest of it gets a very minor buff, plus 1 damage. if you can even kill a couple of these, then the power level gets cut down dramatically. Like, you kind of have to play this, and 7 mana eats up your whole turn. You kind of have to play it on a board that you like, an empty board or a board that's more or less favorable to you for this to work. So it's like a super win more card. And honestly, these days the win more cards are better than this. Like, the really good ones. It's still an A tier card. It's still a lot of stats, and there's still some initiative. And it's only 7 mana. It's not like 8 or 9 or 10 mana. But it's not quite an S tier, like, a Nixia level card by a long shot.
Yep.
Alright, that's a legendary. Now let's go to a card that you'll actually see in every one of your Demon Hunter drafts. This is also an A tier card. It is the best Demon Hunter card in the set that is common, or rare or epic for that matter. It's just the best one. It's Glaive Shark. 4 mana, 4/3 beast. Battle Cry. If your hero attacked this turn, deal 2 damage to all enemies. So Consecrate if your hero has attacked. Remember, this is Demon Hunter, so if you're playing this on turn 5 or after, you can always hero power and attack that.
So, look, the only thing I'm happy about is at least it's not a persistent effect. But otherwise, this is just a better Dark Iron Skulker, right?
Mhm.
Pretty much. It's just a better Dark Iron Skulker. Now, here's the thing. Dark Iron Skulker is not the card that it used to be. And this is like... But this is still really, really good. It's just... S tier cards are saved for stuff that's even better. So, no matter how good this is, it's like, wow, you got to leave room for the colossal minions. So this is like a good A tier card. You can argue it's A plus. I don't think it's A plus.
No. It's nowhere near A plus. It is
nowhere
near A plus.
I don't think it's A plus.
It's barely an A tier card.
It's very good, and the fact that it's common, like, this is gonna hurt a lot when you're facing demon hunters. They're gonna clear your board a lot. They're gonna get you down in health. It's extraordinarily powerful, but yeah.
Like, the reason Dark Iron Skulker was so good was because it was in a class rogue that couldn't do board clears. This is Demon Hunter. You're kind of expecting this kind of stuff. Like, it's really not like that amazing. I mean, it's at the level where it's better than a Night Captain, right? And it is. It's a consecration on a stick. It's better than a Night Captain. But it's not that, like, ridiculously better. Like a half tier better than a Night Captain. So yeah, Glaive Shark. This is the big bad to look out for when you're facing Demon Hunters. Not anything special how to use it or anything. There's no like tips. You can't really dodge it. Just know that Demon Hunters have a consecration now, starting on turn 5. Like a really good consecration that also improves their tempo on the board. All right. Afterwards, we have a B plus card. So remember, this is about Night Captain level. It is Bone Glaive. Bone Glaive is an Arcanite Reaper. It's a 5 mana 5/2. And remember, all weapons are better in Demon Hunter than elsewhere because you are flexible with your hero power on adjusting its damage. So you can hit double the amount of breakpoints as and get the exact damage for a kill as a normal class. This one's a 5 mana 5/2 weapon, and it has an additional bonus, which is Battle Cry Dredge.
Pretty good. Remember, we like Dredge. We give a good amount of points for it for good reason. And by this time, you might have put something pretty good down there as well. So Arcanite Reaper is fine. Like, it's fine today. But then you also dredge something up. You have the Demon Hunter hero power. Becomes pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm. Now we're past the B plus. The next two are Bs. Bs are better than your average card, but nothing super special. First one is Ajrahan Defector. Ajrahan Defector is a 4 mana 5/3 rush, and it has a Death Rattle, which is to put a Sunken Defector on the bottom of your deck. And a Sunken Defector is a 4 mana 5/3 Naga with charge. After this attacks, deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. So it immediately deals 5 damage to a random enemy minion.
Okay, so this is... sorry, I didn't catch it. What was the name of this thing again?
Ajharon Defector.
Sorry, I didn't hear it that time either. What was it?
Ajharon Defector.
Okay, great, great.
The
Yeah,
Oz is just going to get longer each time I have to say it.
great. I definitely have it now. So, as Sharon, defector. Okay. Uh, very good. The problem is the first. So I initially thought that this would be higher as well. Once again, it's just not super easy to pull something up. As in, maybe your deck it will be that easy. On average, it's not super easy. Now, the second part of the body is great, right? Like you can just go face with it, and then it automatically hits a minion. It's amazing. But the initial body, just 4 mana for a 5 damage rush. It's got no health, right? It's probably gonna die. It's fine. It's like okay, but yeah, like a lot of it will. We're already giving a decent amount of points for like putting that really nice mini on the bottom of your deck, but then you got to dredge it back up.
So yeah, I mean you use it, and it's a 4 mana 5/3 rush is kind of a normal card. It's getting a little bit of extra from putting a good card on the bottom of your deck. It's it is what it is. It's a pretty normal card for this set. It does work very well if you play this on 4 and then you dredge it up with your Bone Glaive. Yeah, it's very set up for you, this mini combo.
All right, next.
Next up is another B tier card. It is Motai Strike. Motai Strike is a 1 mana Fel spell. Give your hero +2 attack this turn. They may attack an additional enemy minion. So that means you can swing twice with this, and any other attack that you have will also swing twice. So if you use a hero power with it, for example, that hero power's damage is just your damage for the turn, so that'll also apply twice.
It's good. It's just a little small, but it's good tempo. I consider giving this a little bit higher as well. I was like, oh man, I just really like what this does in terms of tempo. There's just a lot of good ways to not even cheat out, but like get more tempo than you're probably supposed to get. This is just one of them. So at the end of the day, I was fine with B. I thought about B plus for a second. I was like, B plus is really good. Like B is already quite good,
Yeah.
right? And B plus is really good. So
like ultimately,
I'm fine with that.
you can't attack face with this. You
Yeah.
need 2 targets, or else you're taking a lot of face damage, and you're Demon Hunter anyway, so you're hurting your own face a lot to begin with because your hero power is so good.
Yep.
All right, that's Multi Strike. Now we're gonna move on to C plus. So we are in the normal card category. The other legendary is here for C plus. Lady Satheno. It's a 3 mana 2/4 Naga. Immune while attacking. After you cast the spell, attack the lowest health enemy. It's awkward in Arena. You don't have that many spells. You gotta use them so that you give this card rush basically, and you gotta play it on the same turn. Otherwise, just a 2/4. Like it's better than your normal 3-drop, right? That's why it's a C plus and not like a C. But it also requires a little bit of setup to get the most out of it. And at the very end, at its max, it's just dealing 2 damage to some stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it's also a Naga. Like, what's a 3 mana 2/4 without anything? Like low D?
Low D.
Like
yeah.
low D, right? Yeah, low D. So this is getting 1.5 tiers essentially for this ability. And at the end of the day, immune while attacking, it's like it's nice, but it also counts for more if you have more attack. And I understand it has the second part of the ability, which is like, oh, after you cast a spell, but great. I don't know. I don't know how many spells you're supposed to be casting while this is out. So yeah.
All right. Next up is C. Perdition is a C. Perdition is a 3 mana card, rare, Fel spell. It says deal 3 damage. But it costs 0 if you played a Naga while holding this.
Great.
0 mana deal 3 damage is good.
Yes, 0 mana deal 3 damage is fantastic, but you do have to play a Naga while holding it, so it's a C. I think it's fine because the 3 mana for 3 damage is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. Uh,
Yep.
so
And
that's kind of your issue there.
there's not that many Nagas. There's enough in this set for you to definitely have a couple in your deck, but you're not going to be like swarming in Nagas in your deck mostly. Okay, now there are 2 D tier cards in Demon Hunter, so these are bad cards. Like we said, you saw these, right? These are not like game-breakingly good cards that we're used to seeing Demon Hunter get. Like these are very tame to like even bad cards. Wayward Sage is a D tier card. It's an epic card. 2 mana, 2/2 Naga. Outcast. Reduce the cost of the left and right cards in your hand by 1 mana. So if you can play this from your far left or your far right, then you get 2 mana back later on when you play those cards.
It's like a awkward, like free 2/2 kind of. It's not good.
Super awkward.
I don't super awkward. The Naga tag, I guess, is worth a little bit something, but super awkward.
Colossal Commander is next, another D tier card. Colossal Commander is another epic D tier cards. Both the epics suck. It's a 6 mana 2/6. I remember this card. It's a 6 mana 2/6 taunt, which is really bad, like really unplayably bad. It's a Naga. It has a battle cry. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, summon 2 copies of this. So then it becomes 2/6, 2/6, 2/6, all taunt.
Right. Look, first of all, it's just funny because Mossy is back as well. So of course, the one time that you get Coil Scar to trigger, it'll just get killed off by Mossy. But yeah, it's just not happening. And the downside is horrendously bad. Actually, just complete trash, terrible. You can never pay 6 mana for a 2/6 taunt. That's terrible.
Yeah, and even the upside is really not that great. Like, you need a plan for the upside to be super great, because a bunch of 2/6s just get eaten up. It may take a while, but it'll get eaten up. And that's when you get it to trigger, and it's hard to get it to trigger.
Alright.
Finally, the last card for Demon Hunter is terrible. It is Abyssal Death. It is 4 mana, and it says draw your 2 lowest cost minions. So that's like the 1 and 2 drops in your deck that you're spending 4 mana to draw. This is actually rated at F. That's how bad it is. It's not useless, of course, but that's how bad it is. Like, consider it something like a 7 mana card that gives you a 1 drop and a 2 drop on the board.
Drawing your lowest cost minions late in the game and spending that's why it's F. So it's not useless, but it is really close to useless. That's how it's an F. Okay.
That's Demon Hunter. I don't know what to say about Demon Hunter. There's a couple pieces that are just going to be standard good pieces, but your Glaive Shark and your Bone Glaive are really what's going to do it. The Bone Glaive especially, because dredging, as you've seen, is very, very good. And Bone Glaive is a great card, a big card, a great card, a late card that also dredges. Like, this is exactly what you want. And Glaive Shark is just OP.
Yep, there you go. We can't really make much predictions past that point.
All right. So that's Demon Hunters. You got let's give I want to give a shout out to the people watching this on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for checking out our YouTube channel. And if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, know that we have a YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, the YouTube channel, which is just Grinning Goat, actually has the pictures of the cards and our faces and the weird expressions that Merps makes when I talk. All the experiences you are missing by just listening to the podcast. And all of our podcasts, all the Life Forge podcasts are on the YouTube, as well as arena coop runs that we do once a week. And any 11 or 12 win runs that we end up getting. That's our YouTube content. Shout out to David Attenborough Says, who uploads our Arena Coops and Light Forges and manages the channel, as well as to Sulin, who does the 12 win runs.
All right, that's it. Until the next segment, goodbye.
Bye.